Hello guys, welcome to this video. I'm going to be looking at the Waec computer studies practicals 2024. So for this video, I'm going to be doing the word processing aspect using Microsoft Word. Okay, so before we proceed, I want you to take note of this instruction here. It is worth noting. Okay, so you're meant to actually create a folder on the desktop and give the folder name as Waec dash then your candidate number. I think I've done that already here, so you can go ahead to do that. I've done mine here. Okay, so let's just go directly to the question. So the first one, number A, it says using a word processing application, design a certificate of commendation to some of the prefects of your school name of your school, of course, on the occasion of valedictory service for exceptional performance. Okay, so the first, the B part says format the certificate as follows. So the school name here. So the school name, your school name. So let me write the school name. So you open your Word application. So normally, I think since this is a certificate, it's good to use the orientation landscape. Okay, so I'm going to write my school name, Lekki. Let me just use Lekki British School. Okay, let me see the next thing. The next one is font type has to be Times New Roman. So you want to select this, making sure that it is Times New Roman. Yes. And then the next one will be the font style has to be WordArt style 8. Okay. All right. So what you might have to do here is so if I go to WordArt, I'm using Microsoft 365. You see that it doesn't really show you exactly what the question is demanding here. WordArt style 8. So this is associated with this WordArt 8 is associated with, I think, 2016 and less, I think, thereabout. So what I might have to do is to downgrade my own application. So what you want to do here is to save as, and then go to save, and then make sure you save it in Word 97 to 2003 document. So as you can see, Waec, you need to do better. The nature of questions that you set, you got to make it to be universal. Okay, so let me just say that so as you see what I mean. Where is Waec here? Waec somewhere here. Yeah, so I have Waec here, so I probably will save this. Did they even say what I'm going to save this with anyway? Okay, well, whatever. If they say I should save it with whatever, I will change it later on. So for now, I'm just going to leave it at this and then save that. So the only thing, I just want to have access to the type of WordArt style that they're talking about. Okay, so when you save it in this format, you should be able to have this kind of former style of WordArt. Okay, to be able to have access to exactly the kind of WordArt they need. So in this case now, they need the WordArt style 8. So I'm going to make sure I select my text and then go to hover over it. So this one is 14. So probably 8 should be somewhere around here. So click on that, and then that should give it something like this. So you can even, the Times New Roman is already here. And then is any font, okay, font size has to be 32, so I can probably make it 32 here. And then the next one is case type, uppercase. Okay, so I've got uppercase already. And then alignment has to be center. Okay, so I probably might okay that. And then of course give it an alignment of center. So you want to center that. Okay, all right, so let's see the next. So I think this one is done. Okay, number B is done. So BI. So the next one is the II, certificate of commendation. certificate of commendation. So I probably might write that down. Okay, so let me just be sure of what they're saying there. Font type has to be this, and then it has to be what's it called? Word art style 16. Okay, so let's see if I can have that right there. And then certificate of commendation, certificate of commendation. Am I correct with commendation? Am I correct with the spelling? Oh, it has to do with double N commendation. Okay, so the font style has to be Gothic bold. Okay, so probably make it immediately here. Gothic, let me look for it. Gothics. Is it somewhere here? Where is it? Let me check the spelling. What am I doing? Okay, copper plate Gothic bold. Okay, let me just do that. Let me just close that. Copper plates. What the? What is that? Are you giving me what I need? What are you? Okay. So I guess this is it here. Gothic bold, copper plate Gothic bold. Okay, so this is what it is. Okay. And then the font style has to be word art style 16. So I'll probably make sure it's selected and then go to insert and then word art. Which one is this? So this is 50, this should be 16 here. So select that. I've got that already. Font. Is it giving me exactly what I need? Why is it giving me area black? So okay, I probably will change that later on, like after when I'm done creating it. Size has to be 28, and then uppercase, of course, and then alignment has to be center too. Okay, and I think it's already center aligned, to be honest, so I'll okay that. And then this is what I have. Let me be sure that it's still in Gothic plate. Okay, I think it's still in Gothic plate, so I'm good with that, right? And it's still aligned center, so we're good. So the next one, II, has to be is awarded to. Okay, so I probably might go down one more time and then say is awarded to. Okay, this time around, oops, it's going to take. Okay, I think I can still change the, what's it called, the font style. So let me just make it now Times New Roman until they say something different. Okay, is awarded to. Let me see what next. Okay, so I probably might give dash, just space, and then have your, sorry, something like this, right? Should I extend it? I think it's fine like this. So enter. Let me see what else, and then in recognition of his or her role as, okay, in recognition of his / her role in, let me be sure. Okay, so I'll have my dotted lines. I guess there are a couple of ways that this can be done, but this is the way I can solve this. So during, okay, I think it's not done yet. During the during the 2023-2024 academic session, 2023/24 2024 academic session. Okay. All right. So that's for that. Font type has to be brush script MT. So I need to select everything right here, and then make sure that the font style has to be brush script empty. So I can use that. It's supposed to be like this. Let me make it left aligned or something for now until they say something otherwise. So I probably will remove this just to make sure that they align. Yeah. Okay, so I think it looks like how I want it. Okay, so font style is 18. So let me just make sure it is 18. So select everything. I think I probably might still make it to be center align if I'm not mistaken. So 18 first of all. Let me make it 18. Okay, I think I like the way it is. I don't have to make it center aligned. I think there's no alignment stated here, so the only thing I have to do is to probably bring it down just a notch, something like that. Okay, and then remove some of these, and then I have something like this. So I probably will still bring this one just a notch, just for it to look presentable, something like this. Okay. Yeah. I think this is fine. This is fine because that's what the question says. That's how it's supposed to be. So I think we're good with this. So the next one is the principle. Okay. So another thing is, I think this 2023/2024, it's in bold. So I probably might just make it bold, just to, I don't know, let me just be sure. Yeah, I'll make it bold just to look a bit different from the rest, something like that. So okay, so that's that. And then the next one will be principle. Okay, so let me just go down right there. So just down here, just a bit space too. All right, principle. Okay, principle is bold right there. So it's still brush script empty, font type, and then font size has to be 18, which is still the same thing. So the only thing I need to do is to make it bold, just to look like what we have in there. And then I'll probably go down just 2 steps down or 2 lines down, and then have date. Date has to be Lucida. So let me just have date. Remember that the date is still bold, I think, so I will leave it like as that. So date has to be Lucida handwriting 12. Okay, so Lucida, type that, Lucida handwriting, good. Enter that, and then you have something like this. And then the size will be 12, so you have got to make it 12. Okay. Yeah, that's about that. So the C part, so let's go over to C part. Type the following information where you have dotted lines. Okay, your own name and index number on the first dotted line. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, my own name here has to be somewhere around here, so I'm going to use text box, and then sorry, let me just draw text box here, right? Oops, what the heck, what is going on? What did I do? Okay, sorry, it was selected. Okay, this was selected, that's why. Okay, so let me use text box one more time, and then draw that. So I'm going to use it to add my name and candidate number. So I'm going to have Kechukwanolefo is my name, and then my candidate number, I'll probably use this, okay, as my candidate number. So let me see if there's any extra formatting that has to be added. Okay, so library prefect on the second dotted line. So I'm going to have library prefect. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this particular text box here. So I'll just hover over the line and then hold down my control key and then just move it down to this point, and then that will replicate it. Okay, don't mind the text box, we're still going to adjust it. Actually, I just want to get everything fully. So in recognition of his or her role in library prefects. Okay, so I'll still leave this one like this. I'll still adjust, but let me just get the whole question first of all. Today's date, current dates in front of dates. Okay, so let me just go in front of date here, so just space probably a couple of times, and then go to insert. I want to insert today's date, date and time. No, I just need today's date. Path. Where's today's date? I think where is it? Okay, so let me just add. Okay, yeah, I'll click on date and time. And today's date is 1st September. I think I would probably use this. So there's no format, so just have it right there. Okay, so you can still write the date manually if you want to. Okay, so today's date. Okay, font type has to be Lucida handwriting. Font size 22. Okay, so for everything right there, so the date here. So I'll select the date and make sure it's Lucida. Okay, it's already Lucida handwriting. So these other ones, they have to be Lucida handwriting. So I'll probably go up here and then make sure you choose Lucida handwriting for all of them. Okay, probably I will just do this. Let me just select this and then use the format painter. Let me just do that. That's it. Okay. Okay, so font size has to be 22. So this one, font size has to be 22. So make it 22 and make this one 22. Okay, 22. And also the date has to also be 22. Font size 22, something like this. Okay, what was next? Okay, so first of all, let me adjust this. So what I'm going to do, let me just close it a bit. Okay, the text box, I need to format the text box such that the fill, I want no fill, so it will be transparent. And then the shape outline, let me see, more shape outline. Let me make the color to be something like white, just so that it won't be seen. Okay, just okay that. Let me see. Oops, the outline, where is it? Is it here or okay? No, I think it's here. Did I get it right? Okay, line color. Sorry, I used the fill color. God, I don't want any color on that, please. And then the line color has to be white. And then okay that, and then say how that looks. Okay, so that should be fine. That should be fine. So for some reason, I'm using the old format to do this. So I'm not using 365. So that's why probably it's a bit awkward. So you gotta like bring it down a little bit. Okay, so I think this should be fine. Okay, let me see if I can use format painter for that. Can I use it on this? Okay, probably not. Okay, so I will click on this one more time and then go to text box tab and the fill, no fill, and then of course the line color, probably make it white so that it will not be seen, something like that. And then ensure, so let me just bring, this is too extra, so just bring it up a little notch. Let me just oh, I see what is going on. I need to probably bring this down a little bit, yeah, and then move it a bit further down, something like that. Oh, sorry, let me just go up a little bit. Okay, something like this. And then I think I probably might do the same thing. No wonder I'm not seeing the F very well. Okay, so I think it's fine like this. Okay, am I missing something? If there's anything I'm missing, you can leave a comment down below. Okay, so let's see. So I think everything is right. So save your work with your index number in the folder created on the desktop. Okay, save your work with your index number in the folder created on the desktop. Okay, print your work and submit to the supervisor. Okay, so I think this is about it. Am I missing something? I don't think there's anything I'm missing. So you can go to file and then go to, let me just go to print preview. So this is how your work is going to look like when you print it out. Okay, yeah, so I think I saved this like this. So of course you can actually go ahead. So let me just save my changes, and then you can go ahead to your folder. Where's my own folder here? Okay, it's on the desktop. I can go here and then I'll probably change the name to my index number. So I'll probably, let me just add maybe ng or something, ng, then 1 2 3 4, something like that. So that should be your, that probably might represent your index number, and that's it. Okay, so I think that's for this one. So thank you so much, guys. If you're done with this, you should be able to get yourself 15 marks. Okay, so thank you, guys. I will see you guys in the next one for the next part of the question. Take care. Bye. Hello guys, welcome to this video. So I'll be looking at the Waec practicals, computer studies practicals 2024. In my previous video, I'd already treated this number one question which involves Microsoft Word. So for this video, I'm going to look at the second question, which involves a graphic application. Okay, so let's begin. Using a suitable graphic application, redesign the image in figure 1. Okay, so first of all, let's create this image in figure 1, as we're going to just like do exactly what we see here. I will advise that you do exactly what you see instead of trying to add your own design, even though it looks funny, but we're going to just do it the way it looks. So I'm going to open my Corel Draw, click on a new document here. I'm going to leave it as default and then open that. Okay, so now the Corel Draw is open. So what I'm going to do, by the way, I don't think the question indicated whether you should do it in portrait or landscape, but I'll prefer to do it in landscape. So I'm going to have my canvas in landscape. Okay, now the first thing I want to do is to create my circle, right? So I'm going to use the ellipse tool, create a circle. So I'm going to hold down I'm going to pick that up and then hold down my control key to just create a perfect circle here. All right, what's the next thing? So I'm going to create one more circle. Let me see. So I'm going to do Control C, Control V to actually copy that. So I'm going to hold down my Shift key and then expand this particular one, right? Let me see. I think this should be fine. Yeah. So the next thing I want to do, I want to actually, okay, let me drop this ellipse tool. You want to actually move it a little to the side here, just to look like what you have in the question. Okay. So the next one is the semicircle. So let's go ahead to create a semicircle. So what I'm going to do, I think already, okay, so since this is already, I think I can, okay, so this is okay, let me create another circle. So I'm going to just hold down my control key one more time. Let me just create a little circle here, something like this. I think this should be fine. Let me just make it a little bigger. Okay, drop this and then move it to this point, right? So up here, I'm going to click on the pie, making it pie, click that. And then what I'm going to do in the angle here, I'm going to reduce the angle to 180 to give me a just half circle. So 180 right there. So you want to click outside, and then that should give you something like this half. Let me just look at the image again and see. Okay, good. So what I'm going to do here also is to have do Control C, Control V to paste, right? So I want to bring down that particular one here. Okay, so let me just take it back. Let me undo. Let me take it back. I think I probably will need to hold no, not shift, but control key. So when you when you hold control key, it's going to actually move it down in line symmetrically with the other one. So it doesn't have it will not be able to move to this side. So you want to get it right, and then you want to use the flip this mirror vertically icon here. So you want to click that. So that will mirror it. I will hold down my control key one more time and then move it down a little bit, a little more. Something like this is fine. Okay. So let me zoom in a little bit just to be able to have an idea of what I'm doing. Okay. Oops, this is too much. I think this is fine. What's the next thing there? So the next thing is to write high quality inside the what's it called? The first quadrant of the circle. Is it quadrant? Not really. The half. Okay, the other half of the circle. So I probably will. Okay, I will use the text tool. Click on the text tool and then write high quality. I suppose in capital letter, high quality. Yeah, high quality. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to probably try to make it as small as possible and then move it inside here. Okay, this should be fine. So probably make it a little bigger, something like this. So the next one will be 22 cm. So I'll probably write 22 cm, 22 I think space cm, something like that. So let me see. That's fair enough. So you want to also move it in here. Okay, let me see. Okay, that's big enough. So I think I probably will make it, just bring it in like this. What's that font? Is any okay? I don't have to bother about the font actually. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do here, maybe make it smaller a bit and then click on it. Okay, let me just drop the text tool and then click on it one more time so that this so you have to click it twice. So if I click on it once, it's going to be selected. So if I click one more time, then the arrow, the rotation arrow will come out. So I'll click on the edge and then probably rotate it a little bit, just like what we have right there. Do I have to? Okay, so let me not rotate it too much, but I don't think it's that straight, so I probably will leave it like this. Okay, so the next thing I want to do, I think I would like to give shading to the half circles. I don't know what's half circle again. I can't remember. So I'll give it shading, something like this. I'll give this other one the same shading, something like this, just to depict the kind of shading that they have in there, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is to have Nova, Nova, right? So I probably will use the text tool one more time and then have this Nova. Okay, and then drop it and then move this into the space that we have here. How big is that? How small is that? Let me see. I think this is fine. Probably just move that notch using my arrow key just to move it up a notch, something like this. Okay, so I think this is fair enough. This should be fair enough. Okay, so let me insert stainless steel. So what I'm going to do to insert stainless steel is to let me see. So I'm going to write the stainless steel. Is everything in caps? I think so. So I'm going to write stainless steel. Oops, steel. Yeah. Okay. So probably make it a bit smaller, something like this. And then, okay, let me just make it kind of bigger a little bit. So you want to, when it's selected, just drop your text tool. Then you want to go to text you want to make sure it's selected. Actually, we'll go to fit to path, and then fit it in here. Okay, so let me just fit it somewhere around like this. Okay, let me see. This is fine for me. So one thing I want to do is to flip it around. Oops. And then use this also, and then that should do it for me. So I can just move it here. Okay, so using any of these, mirror text vertically and then horizontally, so you'll be able to get it, switch it up to look like what I have here. All right, good. So one more thing, I need to have the square in there. So I need to, okay, so let me just make it zoom out a bit, and then use the rectangle tool. You want to draw a square. So I'm going to use a control key to be able to give me like a perfect square, right? Okay, so probably I need to move it accordingly, something like this. So I think, let me see. So let me make it a bit smaller. So let me I'll hold down my shift key while I resize. Let me select again, shift key while you resize, so that all the sides will resize. Okay, this should be fine. Let me see one more time. Okay, let me see. I think, okay, so what I'm gonna do here, let me just keep this one to the side and then make everything, so select everything and then probably resize everything by holding down your shift key. Then resize as you hold on your shift key and resize. Okay, so I think this is fine. So my box, I need to bring it in here. Okay, so I want to have a bit of space, something like this. So what I'm going to do, the square, I'm going to do Control C, Control V to paste, and then hold down my shift key to enlarge it so that all sides will be enlarged. Something like this is fine. Okay, now the next thing I want to do, so let me zoom in a bit, so because I'm going to add some lines somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to use what's it called, 2-point line. So I'm going to click and hold, and then this option will come down here. Then I want to use a 2-point line here, so I will click here, click and hold, and then go to the next point and then release. The same thing, click and hold and then move to the next point and release. This should be fair enough. Okay, so I'll do the same thing for every corner. Release that, click and hold, and then release that. Okay, so I think this is fair enough. Okay, so I can zoom out. This should look a bit like what we have. Okay, so let me zoom out. Oh, fair enough. So let me see, print, where is print? I'll go down to print preview. Let me go down to print preview. Let me see how it looks. I don't think it looks bad, so I think it's fair enough. So I can close that, and yeah, let me click on drop my tools. Okay, good. So let me see what's next. Is there anything I've not added here? I don't think so. So what I probably might do is to combine everything, maybe select everything. Let me right click. Let me see, is there any combination? Yeah, I can group it. Yes, so you can click on what? Group. So everything will be grouped, so you can move them if you want. Okay, so all the elements are now together, right? Good. So the B part now, so I've been able to create the what's it called, the image. Okay, so now the B part, insert text box below the image and outline the steps taken in placing the text stainless steel. Okay, so all right, so I can do that. So I can use a text box. So let me see, let me use the, what's it called, the text tool. So I probably will write something like this. So let me have a text box. So the first thing I want to do is write the text. First of all, write the text. write the text out, and select it. That's that. Select it, then go to the text tab. Okay, click on the text tab. Okay, let me say click on the text tab. Click on the text tab, then select fit text to path in the drop down, or from the drop down down menu, and move the text at a desired position. Okay, so that's that. So I don't know if I'm correct, but like, you get the gist of what I'm trying to do here. So these are the steps I took to add that particular text to the path, right? So I'll probably place it here. Okay, so that's enough to answer that, right? So the next one, the C part, is insert a label as a footer and type in your index number and email. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, so I'm going to still use the text tool, and then here, click on that, and then I have my index number. So my index number can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know that Waec has so much index number, something like, so you can use this as your index number. Okay, so I'm going to have, okay, so let me go down and then have my email. So my email is let me use a small letter, i.anolefo@gmail.com, something like that. So that's my email. Okay, you can actually reach me on this, right? Okay, so that's for that. So it says header, and type in, okay, so insert a label as a header and type in your full name. Okay, so my full name will be up here. My full name will be up here. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so let me just bring this down. Okay, let me just reshape it a bit, right? Something like this, and then bring this down a notch. So let's see if it's gonna work for us. We can actually click, and then let me resize this a bit, make it a bit smaller, just to create a bit of space, so that my text don't go on the margin, something like that. When I'm printing, it probably might cut out, so I need to make sure that they are at the middle, and then it doesn't really get down to the margin. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to have my text tool, and then I'll come here, and then I'll probably add my name as the header. So this will serve as the header. So Ikechukwu Anolefo. Okay, so this will serve as a header. So I think it's fine right here. So the question never said that we should make it bigger, but I'll probably make it like to be up to 24, something like this. Okay, so, and that's fair enough. So I'll probably leave it this way. Okay, so that's fine. Is there another thing that I'm missing there? So after that, save your work in the folder created on the desktop. Okay, so I think we created a folder initially on the desktop as we were doing the number 1 question. So of course I will leave the link to the number 1 question in the description below. So what we're going to do is we'll go back, go to file, go to save as. You want to go to desktop. Let me see, there's a folder I created called, can't remember. So let me see where it is. Is it here? Okay, so I can't remember if I saved it, if the folder is still here. Probably for some reason I've deleted it, or okay, look at it here. So Waec, so I'm going to save it right here. Did they even say the name I'm going to save it with? Okay, so I'm going to just save it on the desktop like that. So probably the wise thing to do is to save it with your name. So I'm going to save it with my name, Kechukwanole, for something like that, and then of course with your center number and candidate number, something like that, and then save it right there. Okay, so that's fair enough. So print your work and submit to this supervisor. Okay, so let's see how our printout will look like when we go to print preview. So let me go to file and let me go to print preview and then see how it looks. It's not really looking bad. It's not really looking bad. So this is fair enough. So I think this should be able to fetch you your full mark. So if you're able to do this should be able to fetch you about 15 marks. Okay. All right, so that is it for this particular question. In the next video, I'm going to be looking at the number 3 aspect of this paper. All right, so thank you very much, guys. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello guys, welcome to this video. So I'm going to be looking at number 3 aspect of the Waec practicals May-June 2024. The question says, Table 1 was created using Microsoft Access application. Use the table to carry out the tasks 3A to 3F. All right, so let's look at 3A. Use a database application to create a database named library. Create a student table shown in table 1. Okay, so we're going to create this table. What is necessary saying that we're going to create this table now? I'd already created the table, to be honest, which I've done here, but I'm going to simply show you how you're going to create this table, right? Because this is why I've done this before, is to be able to not waste time actually. So what I'm going to do, let me just go to my my folder here. So what you want to do, you want to right click and then you want to go to new, and then this is one way to do it. Actually, there are a couple of ways you can actually do that. So now you can give this particular database library. You can call the name of this database library, which I've already done here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead to open it. So what I'm trying to do is to show you how you can do that. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is to create the student table, right? So one thing I can do is to go to create, and then I'll go to table. Okay, let me just use table design here, so that I'll be able to create my data types. So one of the things, so you can give all the data, all the fields, the data type of text, right? So I have students. So the first one is student IDs, ST. So I'm going to call it S. Okay, in capital letter, please. STD underscore ID. So of course you're going to give it text, which is fine. And then the second one will be student name, STD name. So STD underscore name. The next one will be class book name. So you have class here, and then the next one will be book name, book underscore name, and then the next one will be issue date and due date. So I'm going to call it issue underscore date, and then due underscore date. All right. So retirement date, I guess RTD underscore date. Okay, so I'm going to give it by default that type of text, because all of them are actually text, right? So to be on the safer side, so when you must have done this, you can go back to the datasheet view and save your changes. Yes, I want to save my changes. And then of course you can give the name of the, now here you can give the name of the table. The name of the table is student table, so I can call it student table, student table, right? And then I can okay that here. There is no primary key. Is there any primary key right there? Let me see. It can be a primary key, but the question never said that I can give it. There's no primary key. Although a primary key isn't required, it's highly recommended. Do you want to create a primary key? No, I will leave it like that. Okay, the question never said that you should create a primary key. You should give anything primary key. So we're just going to leave it like that. Okay, right? So the next thing you want to do is to populate the table, right? So you want to be able to, so the first STD, which I think is the primary key, but the question never said we should give anything primary key. So T100, T100, and then the next one, name should be, what's it called? Adewale. So name should be Adewale. Am I correct here? Yeah. Okay. So you can continue to fill up the whole table, and then that's how I got to this point, this one. Okay. So let me just open this one. So that's how I was able to fill up this, and then I was able to get this, right? So I don't think there's anything I missed. So you just fill up the table, and then that's how I got this table. Okay, I've given the name. Now meanwhile, you can actually, for some reason, if you made a mistake in giving this table a name, you can right click here and then go to rename. So you can give it, you can't rename the database object student while it's open. Okay, good. So for you to be able to rename it, you have to close it and then right click and then rename. So you can actually rename it if you want to. Okay, good stuff. So I don't think I'm missing anything, so I can just proceed to number C. So the C says generate a query showing the records of the student whose due date elapsed on 22/06/2024 and name it defaulters. Okay, so we're going to generate a query. So this question is telling us to generate a query, right? So what you want to do is to simply go to create, and then you want to go to a query wizard here. Okay, simple query, yes, okay, that. Okay, so of course you want to base your query on the table, which is of course the only table. So you want to move all your fields to the right by clicking on this double arrow here, and then next. Now, what title do you want you do want for your query? From the question here, the name of the query will be defaulters, right? So I'm going to give it defaulters. Okay. As a matter of fact, you can still change the name later on if you want to. So defaulters. So that's what I'm going to give it, and then I'll finish. Okay. So this is a query that you've created, right? Called defaulters. And if you look at the left pane here, you see that your query has been created, and then your query is the one that's open. Even though it looks like a table, it's a table, but it's a query actually, right? Good. So the next thing you want to do is actually to query the table accordingly to give you where records of the student whose due date is actually this, where it is 22/06/2024. Okay, so what you want to do, you want to go to home tab, you want to get to design view, because that's where you can do that. So under where due date is elapsed. Okay, so under due date, so where is due date here? So due date is here. So you want to make sure that you are on the the criteria row under due date. So you want to type equals 22, sorry, is it 22? Let me see. 22/06/2024. So that's what exactly the result you want. So you can go ahead to run the query and see that it produces due date of 22/06/2024. Okay, for the due date, and that's the result of the query. All right. So it's going to query the table and then produce the appropriate, result. So that's for that. What's this? Okay, thickness. You can increase the thickness. Okay, good stuff. Okay, highlighter. Let me just use highlighter. That's fine for me. Okay, so here we're done with everything, the C part. So the next one is the D part. Insert a footer and type in your full name. Okay, so for us to be able to insert a footer that will have our name, it is important that what this question is actually trying to tell you is to create a report that will be based on this query. So I'm going to save my query. By the way, everything that I've been doing here, there are other ways that it can be done. So if there's another way you know how to do it, it's fine. Okay, so I'll close this my query here, which is defaulters. Now I'm going to create a report based on the defaulters query, right? So I'm going to go to create. You want to click on the report wizard. Now my report will be based on the query that has been created, not the table. Okay, so you want to go next because the query has been more like filtered, right? So I'm expecting about 3 records. So I'm going to go next here, next. Next, I don't need to do anything here. So I'm going to leave it as a portrait orientation. The question never said whether we should make it landscape or portrait. So I'm going to leave it as default, but make sure that you check this, adjust the field width so all fields fit on a single page. So it is actually important. So make sure it's checked. So you can go next. Now, what's the name of the report? Print the report showing. See that? So that shows you that you need to create a report. Print the report showing the defaulters and the student table, right? So first of all, let's go ahead to insert our name in the report. First of all, I'm going to leave it as defaulters, right? And then I'm going to finish. So this is how your report will look like. Let it load. Let me see. Okay, our report has been created. Now the report has been created with about 3 records. Now, one of the things you will see is that the labels or the text are not showing very well in each field. As you can see, the hash signs. So what you can do here is to close your print preview. You want to get to the layout view. From the layout view here, what you want to do is to adjust the fields, right? So you want to click on this particular SD student ID, and then you hold down your control key, and then you click on the details, right? And then you can resize this a bit just to make space. Okay, click on STD names, hold down your control key, click on the details, and then remove your hand from the control key, and then you'll be able to adjust to the left. Okay, because we're trying to create space for the ones that are not showing very well, right? For the fields that are not showing properly. Okay, so click on book name, hold down your control key, click on the details, then shift to the left. Okay, good. Click on this one, hold down control key, click on the details. Oops, do that same thing and then move it to the left. Okay, now the next one is this. Click and hold control key and remove your hand, and then shift it to the left also, just to create space. Then click on this one, hold down control key, click on the details, remove your hand from control key, and then move again to the left. Okay, so now it's going to contain on one sheet portrait. Okay, nice. So this is it here. So for me to add my information, so for the printout, my information should be there. So what you want to do is you want to click on report layout here, and then go back to design view. Okay, now for me to add my name, you want to do it on the page footer here. So what I'm going to do, anything you add on the report footer will appear on the last page. So if you have like 3 pages or something like that, if you add anything here, it's going to appear on the last page. So I'm not going to meddle with this. So where you need to meddle with is the page footer. That's what will appear on every page, assuming you have multiple pages. So what you want to do, so let me take it back. You want to just hover over the line here, and you see this arrow, a cross arrow here. Click on it, hold it and drag down just to create space where you're going to add your name. Okay, so now you've created the space. All right, so what you want to do is to go to report design. on the report design, you want to click on label. Click on label here, and then click and drag across here to create yourself a text box to add your information. So I'm going to have my name here. My name is Ikechukwu Anolefo here. So that's what I'm going to put there. They never said that you should put your exam number or something like that. So this is what I'm going to have. Okay, so when you must have done that, you can go to print preview and then see how your printout will be. So if I hover down to the last page here, you will see that my name will appear on the page, right? So don't be tempted to put your name write your name using a pen. Okay, I don't think that you be considered. You might get 0. Okay, so it's important that your name is there. Okay, so let me see. So I'm going to actually exit here and then go back to layout view. So let me see. So now we've added, so as far as I'm concerned, the D part is done. All right. So I've added the, what's it called? I've inserted the footer, and then I've typed in my full name. Okay. So the next E is print out the report showing the defaulters and the student table. Okay. So the defaulters. So let me even check something. So this is the defaulters here. The defaulters are 3 students, and of course, so let me call this okay. I can leave it as defaulters, the heading as defaulters. So you can actually change the name of the defaulters is fine. So I can call it a student, something like that. You can give it student, and then something like this, defaulter, something like that. So it doesn't matter. You can just leave it like that, depending on what you want. The question never specified what the title will be, so I'm going to just leave it like that. Okay, so these are the defaulters, right? Good. And I don't even think if you don't put the title, I wouldn't think if you be penalized, because it wasn't strictly mentioned in the question. So but I'm going to leave it like that to make sense, right? So F will say submit the printout to the supervisor. Okay, so when I must have submitted this printout to the supervisor, because they already told me to print, so I can go ahead. Let me just, in fact, go ahead to print. Waec. So let me go and print. So I'll go to view and then print preview. So from here you can go ahead to print. Okay, you can go ahead to print. So I can print to PDF if I want to, whatever. So that's it. So now, but the caveat here, if you see the question, submit the printout to the supervisor. Note, your printout must be justified. Show only student name, a class book name, class book name, issue date, due date, and return date. Okay, and return date. So what we're going to do here, I don't know if I should go ahead to write these student names in full, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave it like that. So we want to go back and then see that this, look at this here, the S, that is the student ID, is not required in our final printout. So for some reason, if you must have printed the first one, then you could come back and make sure that the field student name is not on your final printout. So what the need on your final printout will be, let me just move it to this side. It will be student name, yeah, class, book name, right? Book name, issue date. Do I have it there? Issue date, yes. Due date, and then return date, right? So which means that we need to remove the SD what's it called, student ID. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on that student ID heading, hold down my control key, click on this. So make sure that you're in layout view, just press delete button, so that will remove it. So what you want to do is to make sure that you justify the the distribution of the the fields and the details. So what I'm going to do here is making sure that everything fits very well. So I'm going to shift this one to the left a bit. Okay, so balance out everything. So that's what they mean by justification. So I'm going to shift it to be evenly distributed. So I think this is fine to me. So this is fine. All right, so once you must have done this, so this is the final result. You can go ahead to print preview, and then you can go ahead to print your work. Okay, so you have to make sure that your name appear on the printout. Okay, I think that's about it for this video. So for some reason they didn't ask us to add our information, our candidate number or something like that for some reason. So but okay, the question never says so, but I think I will do that because I think it's very necessary. So I'm going to go back to design view. I want to add a comma here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So I'm going to, this will serve as my number, my candidate number, just for the sake of it. I think it's important that you add your number too, even though your name is there. It's possible that it can be the same name with maybe somebody else somewhere. So reasonably, I think you should add it, right? Good. There are a lot of loopholes in this question. So if you're not really grounded, I think the question wouldn't make complete sense. But Waec, I think Waec can do better than this, actually, in my own opinion. All right, so you can go ahead to now print your work. All right, so thank you very much, guys. If there's any question that you have, you can leave a comment down below. By the way, for this whole paper, I'm going to leave a link in the description below, so in case if you need the finished work. So I'm going to leave this this database. I'm going to leave a link for you to download the first question, second question, and third question in case you want to use it for something else. Okay, so thank you very much. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.